Hey Seeker, I'm Bronya from Wild Lotus Tarot, and I do believe this is the first time that we are meeting face to face. I've wanted to give this face to camera thing a go for a little while, guys, but I had been putting it off, and the main reason is because I'm really shy. It's kind of out of character for an Aries. I do find myself in these positions where I need to step up and lead at times. However, my moon is in Scorpio and I like to go deep and be really reflective, and that's obviously where my intuitive side comes out as well. So it is an edge for me to do this. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I feel like it's easier for me to create a connection with you guys. I want to get to know you better, and I want you also to understand me when I'm reading better, my mannerisms, and of course my accent. I am from New Zealand, that closest country to Antarctica. There's not that many of us. I have a mixed accent because I've also lived in the UK and now in Australia for long stints of time as well. And yeah, I just really wanted to do it this way. And you know, I always say that the definition of transformation is to find your edge of discomfort and continuously meet it. So Seeker, this is how I am meeting it for you. I'm not saying I'm going to do it like this every time, but let's see if we like the new format. And I'm really enjoying my YouTube studio that I've set up here in my spare room, because until now I've just been operating on my coffee table in the lounge. It's not that comfortable. So here we are, let's give it a go, and really pleased to meet you in person. Hey there Gemini, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your weekly intuitive reading for November 9th through to the 15th. Gemini, let's see what's on the cards for you. You are my first face to camera read ever, so we're giving this a go and seeing if we're liking it. So what we're going to do here, Gemini, is get started with the Work Your Light Oracle from Rebecca Campbell, and then I'll be drawing you an overarching tarot card from the Moonchild Tarot before getting out your tarot aspects with the good old Rider-Waite clarified with the Star Child Tarot. So let's get into it, Gemini, and see what the overarching messages or themes may be for you for the week. I have got Starseed. What lights you up, Gemini? Now, for me, this is a real message of maybe being called, you know, really feeling that you're intuitively called to find your dharma, to find your purpose, and then start to move towards it. And when we start to find our purpose, Gemini, we can also start to feel that situations, people, relationships, even our physical location may not be aligned with that. So sometimes things begin falling away in our lives. And if you know about star seeds, you know that is also about potentially being a light worker, and that doesn't mean to say that you have to become a tarot reader or a healer or anything like that, Gemini, but it may mean that you are here to hold a positive, high vibrational frequency, and that just by experiencing you, other people begin to raise their vibration as well. So let's go to the Moonchild Tarot and draw you an overarching tarot card from this deck here. Guys, now you're going to see how much I fumble the cards sometimes. And I generally don't choose the cards. I allow them to flip into my hands or fall like that. So that's when I know that source is choosing the cards through me, Gemini. I have got the Seven of Cups. And this is an interesting energy because it is dealing with the realm of fulfillment. It is Cups energy. And this can be about potentially, you know, living into an illusion or a fantasy. It may mean that you have been daydreaming about that calling, about what lights you up. It can be that card of, at the moment, you sort of feel like you're in a situation that is not really delivering, right? It's built on false promises. Maybe somebody or something in work, in business, in relationships has been making a lot of promises for you, but maybe they haven't been delivering. Something in your life is not following through, and it's kind of held at an arm's length and kind of becomes like an illusion. So I'm kind of seeing that, you know, the Starseed card here is starting to call you to purpose and saying, if you really want to materialize what you want, let's not make it a dream. Let's not play into the fairy tale anymore. Let's actually take some inspired action and start moving towards it properly. Let's get out the tarot aspects here, Gemini, and see where this is all going. I'm just playing with my setup a little bit here. I didn't quite think through exactly how everything was going to be set up. I'm going to put the cards up here in just a moment, Gemini, so you can see them. Anyway, I'm going to get started and pull the first energy, the energy for the recent past. Energies leaving, completing, or transitioning in your life, Gemini, what you may be journeying. I have got the Ace of Swords. Now, this is breakthrough. This is clarity. This is vision and truth, where before, you know, we maybe had illusion, we maybe had fantasy. So I really love to see that energy there. Gemini, I am now pulling you the near future, sorry, the current or focus energy. It's my first time, guys. Don't be too hard on me. I've got the Hanged Man from the Major Arcana. I have the High Priestess as well. It is time to really go into your intuition on this one, Gemini, and trust it. There's a sense of needing to, you know, die the death of the Hanged Man to the old to welcome in the new. Let's get out the near future outcome energy here for you, Gemini, in this situation that is playing out. Aha, aha, the Fool. The biggest card of fresh new starts in the tarot. It's a perfect journey here. I have got the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of this deck. I normally do turn over the bottom of the deck energies, guys, as you'll know if you have been watching me for a while. I will now be clarifying from the Star Child Tarot Akashic series from Danielle Knoll. Clarifying the Ace of Swords for you, Gemini, in the position of recent past, or it could be leading into the present now. Timing and energies, of course, are fluid with the tarot. There's no exacts. If they fall out in chunks like that, Gemini, I put them back in. I'm waiting for those direct 1 or 2 card falls or flips. I have the card of Awakening, which is Judgment in this card, guys. So now we actually have 4 out of 5 major arcana on the table in the aspects. Going now for the clarifier for the current energy. I have the Four of Swords. This is making sense. Getting the clarifier now for the Fool. Before we read the spread, that's not going in. I'll take it. The Emperor, the card of Aries in the major arcana. So you've got a double hit of Aries here because the Fool also represents Aries. I'm finishing this deck on the High Priestess. Again, you have 2 High Priestess cards here. Wow, okay, this is a really interesting spread here and a lot of powerful energies, Gemini. So I will be starting here in the recent past with the card of Judgment or Awakening and the Ace of Swords. This is a wake-up call, a really big wake-up call, and I feel it is to your deepest calling. You are being led towards purpose here, your Dharma, what lights you up, maybe your starseed mission in this life. Now, Awakening or Judgment is that energy that wants to liberate you from what has held you stuck, what has kept you small, what has kept you limited, what has kept you stagnant, right? What has kept you maybe in that Hanged Man mode. And in the Rider version of this card, we see these people that are naked and they're rising up out of these small black kind of coffin-like boxes. And I always say it's the devil energy in those boxes. The devil energy can be our own self-limiting beliefs. It can be dealing with somebody else that wants to keep us small, manipulate us. It can be that we've had financial problems that have kept us from moving forward. It can be our own addictions, and addictions come in many forms. You know, watching too much Netflix, eating junk food, any excuse to escape our reality, right? 7 of Cups, escaping our reality. And the angel here in the Awakening card has said, enough. It's time for you to rise above this. You're better than this. You are a divine being having an earthly experience. And it's time for you to step into the vulnerability and liberate yourself from that pattern. Now, it is the card of second chances, and it talks about, you know, is there anything to salvage from your present situation? This is a general reading, guys, so I normally keep it very broad. This could be leaving a relationship. It could be liberating yourself from a career that may have held you back from doing your purpose work as well. But the Ace of Swords is a breakthrough, and it's associated with truth and authenticity. So some of you may have had an inspiration. You may have had a really authentic communication with somebody that has really like dropped that penny for you. It's about having vision and clarity and now wanting to move forward, gain your victory and live from a place of truth and power. It's about cutting through the illusions, setting boundaries for yourself from the past and what is not working for you. Now, in the current focus energy here, I have got the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably start here with the Hanged Man. Gemini, didn't anticipate I'd be dropping cards in this face-to-camera thing. The Hanged Man here says that, you know, there may have been this period of I'm not really sensing stagnancy. I think that you felt like you were you were doing life, but you were doing life in a way that wasn't moving you ahead. Maybe kind of going through the motions, on the travelator, escalator, on the hamster wheel. The Seven of Cups is that feeling of we're in the illusion, so we don't really know any different. But the Hanged Man here is hanging from that tree of knowledge and really becoming enlightened, gathering information, having a realization, oh, maybe I wasn't living before, maybe I was living in an illusion. And the Hanged Man is getting to that aha moment where he or she can liberate herself fully. Now, the Hanged Man here, they talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man, and that is like the grief process, guys, going from that period of, actually denial, oh, I don't need to make changes in my life, this is fine, to maybe going through depression, anger, sadness, until we finally get to acceptance. And acceptance is the trigger point where we surrender to what is and we liberate ourselves. So, I really love that energy in this reading. Now here we have the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. High Priestess is an indicator that it is time to listen to your deepest intuition. The High Priestess says, let's not over-intellectualize. Let's not get stuck in the ego and let the mind lead us. Otherwise, it can lead us in the direction of ego desires, what the head wants rather than what the heart truly wants. Our truth is in the heart. So we need to be listening to our intuitive centers. Now, interestingly, we have that with the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is about taking a pause. It's not a hermit phase. It's not a long, retreat. It is taking a moment of stillness in order to gather the insight to move forward. And I'm thinking it's taking a moment of stillness, Gemini, to tune into your intuition, because it's in that moment of pause, it's in that moment where there's no other distractions that we can hear our truth. The Four of Swords, you can maybe kind of see the Three Swords over to the side here. There might be hurts from the past. There might be a hurt associated with this transition that you're about to make, this final judgment call, maybe on a long-term relationship, maybe on a career. Maybe that's why we have paid into the illusion, because it's easier to do that than rip the band-aid off and deal with the pain. But that's the Ace of Swords over to the side here, and it really says that that breakthrough will come to you in that moment of stillness, in that moment of silence, but we need to be listening and tuned in order to receive it. It's about taking that time out this week to re-establish the battle plan moving forward. Now, the other thing about the High Priestess is that she is actually the revealer of mystery to the person in the time that it is due. So I really feel between this, the Ace of Swords, and the Hanged Man, there is some big insights coming out. There might be a truth coming out about a situation, or it might be just you listening to your internal truth, or what you have really intuitively felt for quite a while, Gemini, but you may have been resisting actually listening to it. Now, in your outcome energy, we've got a double hit of the High Priestess, so I won't go over that one again, but that just means you absolutely need to listen to your intuition, because you've got that twice. I've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Fool. It is time to walk this new journey and step into your power. Now, with a double number 7 in the reading, of course, 7 of Cups and 7 of Pentacles, this really says to me, if you're going to keep on doing what you've always done, Gemini, you will get what you always got. We know that saying. And in the 7 of Pentacles, we see somebody who has got 7 Pentacles, has cultivated a certain amount of earthly success. But this person is not happy with that, is feeling a little bit apathetic, is feeling like they are not getting back what they deserve. Maybe you are the one, Gemini, that has put in the time, effort, and energy into cultivating a relationship. You've worked on yourself. Maybe the other person is not meeting you emotionally. Maybe you're putting in all the finances. Maybe you're in a work situation and you were promised 7 of Cups, promised the world, the promotion, the extra responsibility, the pay rise, and it just hasn't delivered. And the 7 of Pentacles is that feeling of, I'm over that, and I am desiring something greater for my life. And then we have the Fool and the Emperor, we have 2 hits of Aries. And as you know, Aries is, you know, the bold action of moving forward, of going first, of feeling the fear and doing it anyway, of boldly moving forward onto a new path. And, you know, the Emperor is about making those decisions and taking that inspired action to shape your world how you want it now, Gemini. You know, not letting life happen to you, not just waiting for other people to give to you, but actually saying, you know what, I'm going to take these steps now. Now, what are those steps? Well, the Fool, the biggest card of fresh new starts and new beginnings in the tarot, and it says it is time for you to walk a new path. Have faith, you know, take the Fool's journey. And the Fool's journey is one of taking those first tentative steps into the unknown, even though you don't really know what the destination is, you don't know where it's all heading, you don't know where it's going to end up. But we must feel into that vulnerability, right? Because in that vulnerability is great power, power of moving forward into the unknown. Take little baggage from the past, connect with your rebel heart. What does it truly want? Where does your Dharma, your purpose, where does it lie? And start boldly moving forward towards it. Because the Fool has a real sense of being guided as well. You can see the Sun energy there. And the Emperor is about really wanting to empire build in your own direction now. You know, not riding on the coattails of others. It's about really having your eyes on the prize of what you want. It's absolute power energy. So it really is saying here, Gemini, that there's potentially a whole new path opening up for you. And it's actually going to be the path that's going to deliver and materialize what you've truly desired, rather than it remaining, you know, in the clouds, in the illusion, like that Seven of Cups, you know, having what seems like a lot of shiny things on the outside, but if we scratch the surface, the depth isn't there, and it's kind of like maybe a short-term solution, or relationships, situations and experiences that are going to meet our needs on some surface levels, on more ego level. But if we want that true soul and heart connection, the cards here are saying that this week maybe there is a fundamental shift in another direction in order to find that, Gemini. So Gemini, I'm going to leave it there, and I do hope you enjoyed this reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective, guys. It's impossible for it to resonate in its entirety with all of you each time. There may be pieces in the reading for you, or it may just be your reading this week. So if you'd like to share, if you are called to do that, drop me a comment. I am still able to read them all and reply to more or less all of them as well. I love getting to know you guys and connecting with your energy. So please do that, and I will see you back here next week, guys, for another weekly reading. Bye, Gemini.